how does it make you feel as a woman when you see somebody go through a very difficult situation?
It pains me. It's like you're taking some level of the person's rights away from the person. So besides the physical pain, I feel that when people inflict pain on other people, there's something it does to me. I'm just uncomfortable. It's like I can feel that pain. And beyond, when the pain goes away, when the physical bruise goes away, it's like you're telling this person, I'm bigger than you. It's like you're telling this person, I can suppress you, because you can only inflict harm when you think, of course, that you're more powerful than someone else. Of course, for instance, a child can't necessarily beat me up, no matter how much, So for me to inflict some level of harm on somebody, I'm telling this person, I'm more powerful than you. I'm bigger than you. I can do anything to you. So, but physically and mentally, it just destabilizes the person, and I can connect with that, because it's like you're saying that this person is worthless, this person is useless, this person is just good for nothing, both physically and mentally.
Mr. Samuel, let me come to you now. Whenever the word abuse is mentioned, it is mostly men that are the culprits. How comfortable are you with that kind of scenario, that men, exert authority, even when not necessary? They want to tell somebody that, okay, I'm in charge. We've not come to the home yet, but I'm talking generally, even in offices and professional backgrounds, you see men dominating other people, and of course, they have a tendency of victimization. Why do men, a lot of men have that tendency?
Yes, first I will not support your views of men do that even when it is not necessary. Even though I don't support gender violence and domestic violence, I think, let's take the context of Nigeria. We are in Nigeria where every man on the street, including me, is angry. Every man is angry in Nigeria. And when you are married or in a relationship with a man, or when you work with a man, you know that we are working with an angry person. Why are men angry in Nigeria? Is because of our economy. Things are not working well, and you see the burden of responsibility on men. The rent, the school fees, he's taking care of himself, the family, the mother, and what have you. And the index of unemployment and failure in business in Nigeria, and all of those things rest upon the shoulder of a man. And somebody on the street anywhere, either in a banking hall or in the house, anywhere, and you tend to approach him the way he doesn't expect. He will vent his anger on you. That is why at home, women become victim of this the situation where men are passing through. So it is not as if men actually most time want to descend on women or behave untowardly. It is because of the situation of the country.
A lot of people might want to disagree with you very vehemently, but let me come to you listened to him. How does the economy, lack of jobs, make me to do untold things to, for instance, a woman, for instance, my wife? A wife is supposed to be my own companion, for instance. I'm supposed to go face those hardships, and then when I come back home, my wife is supposed to be the person that should douse the tension and be my friend. We cry together, we laugh together, we make it together, or in most cases we suffer together, and she consoles me, because women know how to do that. Now, doesn't it worry you that the reverse has been the case now?
Okay, I'd like to start that to say that we're both living in this Nigeria. I am a female. I am living in Nigeria. I'm trying to get jobs. I go on the streets, maybe in the night I'm scared because my phone could be snatched. So for the man too, we're both living in this Nigeria, we're facing all of this hardship. But the way we choose to respond is dependent on us. The person who steals, who we catch on the road, who still says, oh, I don't have a job. I've been a graduate for 5 years. I don't have a job. That's why I'm stealing. But someone says, oh, I graduated 5 years, I didn't have a job, but I decided to invent my own company.
And today I'm employing people.
Yes. So it's not, of course there's a factor. Of course I recognize that when people face hardship, they respond differently. But the fundamental reason for why you respond that way is who you are, who you've trained yourself to be, your understanding of how life works, not life. Okay, so now responding to the home, and the woman too has also faced challenges. Let's assume that she's raising children. It's not easy to raise children. I'm just assuming that she's okay, probably in the house, and while the man is working and all of that. It's not easy to raise children. You have to invest mentally, you have to invest emotionally to be able to raise your children. You're also working, you're also contributing to the home. And then, so when the man comes home and all of that, it's not just the woman's responsibility, it's the responsibility of both of you to be able to, douse whatever it is, douse whatever fire and all of that, and, that you face. But I realize that men react to issues differently because, of course, they think differently. Of course, they have physical strength and all of that. So there's a tendency to want to respond firstly with physical strength because that looks like you're more. But that looks like the more prominent energy.
There is a school of thought, by sections of the society that when you want to exert physical authority on a woman, you are actually weak as a man.
Yes, yes, definitely. That's because I think that you're trying to take the easy way out. Like I said. Let's assume that your more prominent feature is physical strength now, and everything you want to treat it. You said when the only tool in your hand is a hammer, you treat everything like a nail. So when you the physical strength is what you have, you want to respond firstly with that. But there's dialogue. There's just avoiding the case. There's counseling. There are other means, but because that's your first, maybe seemingly strong part, and you've not been trained that this is supposed to be used in some way, not in this other way, you tend to want to just react with that first.
Let me go to Mr. Basekong. It might be true that people go through stress, economic stress and all that, but what happens when very influential and rich people are the people involved in the domestic violence? Would you also say it is because of the economy? We have a lot of successful people also being a part of the problem. So what is responsible for this?
Yes. In this case, I want to go spiritual. You see, the Bible says in the Proverbs chapter 21, verse 19, that it is better to live on a rooftop, sleep there, make that your abode, than to live with a nagging woman. That same scripture, that same Bible says in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1, says that a wise woman builds a house, and the nagging one destroys it. When I say men are always angry in Nigeria because of the failed economy and what have you, in between there are still better women. The woman of a rich person, a man that is well-to-do, that is successful in all his enterprises, may know how to manage her own home and doesn't destroy it. You see, this home that I destroy is caused by both parties that don't know how to manage situation. Let me take the case of, in a divorce case, for instance. A divorce case is the worst case where crises have been irretrievable. There has been no solution to solve it. In this case, the man will push the blame to the woman. The woman will push the blame to the man. Always in a divorce case, and whatever separates you guys, both parties share responsibility of the failure of that relationship at 50%. What did you not do? What were we supposed to do?
That was not done.
That's supposed to stop this crisis. And what were you to do to stop this crisis? And what was expected of you to maintain the relationship, it should be these two questions goes to either this and that person. So once you know that if your home gets scattered, you'll be blamed. The society will not want to be hearing your story. It is my wife, or it is my man, or my husband. Everything they will say, okay, this man you see, his wife has gone, or he has chased the wife away. And that attack on you is not good, be it woman or man. So it's not until you are a rich person to maintain your house, to maintain your house, either you are poor or rich, you should know the kind of person you live with. Once you know what keeps you together, and of course before a relationship gets severe to that extent, you should always remember there were good days. Why can't we always go back to those good days where you call now your wife, or you are about to get married with her? Maybe you guys have stayed for about 6 or 7 years together without formalizing this thing. Why don't you go back to those early days where you call this lady 10 times a day? Now you can see a man going out the whole day, not calling his wife, until the wife would now call him, Oga, why is it? Are you not coming home? Or the wife, the man now going about calling his wife friend, have you seen my wife down on all of those things? Those are the things that bring crisis, if I should tell you.
Okay. Now let me go to Onyeka. Women also abuse the men. But the statistics might be quite low compared to the other one.
Yeah.
But then the advocacy has always been 90%, in favor of the women, and it is something that the men find quite unfortunate. That, of course, some of us are in a relationship, in a marriage relationship, that have been brutally abused by the women, and we have been raising concerns, we have been shouting, and nobody wants to hear us. How is it that? Are you even aware that some men are being abused in their homes?
Yes, I am. Okay, but I would like to start this discourse from the last thing he said, the Bible portion he raised. I don't know, I didn't see that Bible portion in that perspective until he
so how do you see your own?
No, he just said it's better to stay at the rooftop than with a nagging woman. And I think that the Bible just gave us a clear response to abuse. So if your wife has provoked you as nagging, go and sleep at the rooftop.
And that is supposed to be a proverb.
No,
it's not supposed to be taken literally.
I know, but he's saying that it's better you're even out
and avoid the situation.
Than hit her. So she's nagging, do not hit her. If it means it's better, you probably...
You can even go and sleep in your car. But that is a form of abuse for the men.
No. Yes, I agree. But I'm just saying that there's no excuse. There's no excuse for, battery or that level, really. Any level anyway.
What do you think is wrong with marital homes currently?
There's a lot. I'm not married to start with.
Okay. But
But
at least...
I would attempt. Yes, I would attempt. Like he rightly said, I think the first thing is when people do not have understanding.
Please, I'm going to come back to you. You are married, right?
Yeah.
I want you to answer that question. In time past, our parents were not as educated as some parents today. And of course, they were not as rich and, flamboyant as what is happening today. But they would live in such a way that their marriages were models to other people. They were counselors.
They suppressed
All right. So now, in the 21st century, where things are supposed to improve, when things are supposed to be better than what used to happen, the reverse seems to be the case. Somebody gets married today. In the next 8 months, they are talking about divorce. What is the problem?
I will tell you why. I don't know. I don't want to be academic in this program. I want to be spiritual. See, marriage relationship is one of the cheapest things that one should achieve in life. One of the cheapest things, because it's about meeting people. You could meet your husband on transit, you can meet him in a church, you can meet him anywhere. But there are supernatural forces meditating against relationship. One, They don't even allow you to meet the right person. Why? Because forces militating against marriages believes that, or have this in their mind, that we don't want this person to be happy, because marriage indeed makes you happy. The Bible says that he that findeth a wife find a good thing. I think it is vice versa. He that find a man too findeth favor, whatever. So supernatural forces do not want you.
But what about people who don't believe in spirituality and supernaturality and all that?
They may not believe it, but it is the supernatural that control the whole. Either you are a Buddhist or you are a Muslim, you are whatever. You may deny it, but whatever you are on earth, the fact that you were to walk here was designed in the supernatural. You are not here because you are the best. You are not here because somebody introduced you. You are not here because you wanted to be here. Something has already programmed that someday, sometime in your life, you will walk here.
So which means that for the people who are undergoing or suffering abuse, life had programmed it was going to be like that?
Yes, in a way, and no, in a way also. Life now, the supernatural controls, the supernatural control life, but also we in our own life, we must also know what is good for us. I am married. Okay, let me take an example. That it is this lady I meet to marry, and then along the way, something said, I started noticing another idea. She's too fat. I must go for a slim lady. She's too short. I must go for a tall one. She's too dark. I must go for a fair one. So it is a supernatural that gives you that idea. It gives you that idea, and once you start practicing it, you obey and subject yourself to the control of those powers. You will certainly do that which is not good.
Okay.
It is not as if it is the supernatural that makes people a victim of what they
go through.
They go through. It is you who do not control yourself. You're supposed to control yourself out of what is evil and what is good.
Onyeka, as a young woman, there are times people are in a relationship, and of course the relationship grows to a point where you feel, okay, if he asks me for marriage, I'm going to marry him and all that. But then there are some signs that have abounded, around him, signs that are pointers to the fact that you may be relating with a very wrong person. Why do young ladies ignore these?
Okay, I think there are so many reasons. First off, sometimes people do not even know the right definition of what they want in a man or in a woman. They just know that they want to get married, but they've not